Hello, hello. It's little Timmy here. And in this video I'm going to be talking about my all-star starters and bench and all those people. So let's get started. So on my starters for the West, my first guard, I have Steph Curry, who is a lock. I don't see any case where he's not an all-star starter. And then my second guard, this one was tough. I had to pick between Donovan Mitchell or Ja Morant. So I ended up picking Donovan Mitchell. But honestly, I might switch those two. I can see that going either way. And then my first forward for the West is LeBron, and that's a no-brainer. The Lakers, they haven't been doing that great, but LeBron, 29 points, 6 assists, 7 rebounds, 52% from the field. He's been doing very well. And then my next forward, Nikola Jokic, best player on the Denver Nuggets. I think that's pretty straightforward. And then my next forward, I ended up going with Draymond Green because I believe he's a defensive player of the year, and Paul George is going to be out for the whole season. Go check out my Clay video. I talked about that. But I really don't see a case where Paul George will be coming back. And AD, he's been out, so I don't really see him being a starter, so I put Draymond there. And then off my bench, my first player off the bench is Ja Morant. I was saying that he could be a starter, but I just have him on my bench. And then I needed a player from the Suns, so I had to pick between Devin Booker and Chris Paul. I ended up going with Chris Paul, 14 points and 10 assists, but he's just like the quarterback of that team, so I picked him. And then my next forward is Brandon Ingram, 23 points for the Pelicans. Pelicans haven't been doing that good, but he's been having a great individual season. And then I have AD off the bench. He's been injured, but he'll be back for the All-Star game. I still believe that he's an All-Star. And then my next forward and last player is Rudy Gobert. He's the best defensive player for the Utah Jazz, who are top 4 seed in the West. So, and then my two wild cards. My first one is Luka. I wanted to put him in, but there's just so many good, because he can only have 4 guards. Then I could not put him over Ja or Curry for sure. And then Chris Paul, because he's on the number 1 team in the whole league. But he's my first wild card. And then my last wild card and last player for the West is Karl-Anthony Towns, who's been averaging like 25 points a game. He's been doing very well for the Timberwolves. And the Timberwolves, they've been doing pretty decently. So, I have him as my last wild card. And then for the East, I have my first guard is Trae Young. He's been doing very well, averaging like 28 points. But as I said in that Cam Reddish video, the Hawks are the 12th seed, so they haven't really been doing good. I think Trae Young's been their only real bright spot. And I don't think they're going to be getting any better by adding Kevin Knox. And then my next guard is DeMar DeRozan. The 3 game winners now? 2-3 game winners? I for sure think he's a starter. And then my forwards, I have KD, Giannis, and Joel Embiid. I think that's pretty much straightforward. And then off the bench, I have Zach LaVine. He's been, like, in the beginning of the season, I thought him and DeMar were pretty much even, but now I think DeMar's pulling away from him, so I think he's the second best player on that team, but he's still an all-star. And then my next guard is James Harden. He didn't really do good at the beginning of the season, but he's adjusted to all the foul calling and stuff, so I think he's been doing better now, and the Nets are doing really good now that they just got Kyrie Irving back. Jason Tatum, he's been the best player on the Celtics. Well, you could say that Jaylen Brown's been the best player. I do think Jaylen Brown's been the best player, but they've both been, with how the Celtics are playing, They just ball hog. It's not really that good at basketball. So, but the points that Jason Tatum has been averaging, I had to add him. And then the next forward, Jared Allen. I needed someone from the Cavaliers, especially that they're like the 6th seed right now. So I needed to add someone there. And then my first wild card is Jaylen Brown. The guards are just so good in the East this year, I couldn't add him anywhere. And then my last wild card is Darius Garland, who I personally think is the best player on that Cavalier team. He's just a guard, not a forward. And Jared Allen makes it because the forwards aren't that good this year on the East. But yeah, that's my list. Any honorable mentions? I have... there was a lot more guards in the East that I wanted to add. But other than that, the West I pretty much have. But people have been injured in the West, so I feel that this list is good. But comment down below anywhere where you disagree with the list. And yeah, thank you for watching. And like and subscribe. I'm not giving you the option anymore. You have to subscribe. If not, a spider will bite you in the ankle tomorrow. Bye-bye.